Hello, my name is Kyle Quillen, and today I'll be talking to you about the ethical dangers of algorithm driven misinformation. I'll be talking about this information with my team members. They'll show up later in this presentation. The first question I want to ask you today is: do you like being lied to? When I ask you this question, I want you to consider two things. First, where do you get your information from? And second, how regularly do you rely on social media? Social media is a very important tool that we all use in everyday life. We use it to communicate with others and to see things that we might not be able to see without it. However, social media is designed more for engagement rather than spreading accurate information, which is dangerous because it can lead to us being misinformed. As you can see from this flowchart, the algorithm's focus is to prioritize engagement, and because of this, it pushes out sensational content. Now, this can be anything from something surprising, something that maybe goes against political beliefs, or maybe something that's just funny. But because it prioritizes content that causes us to be more engaged, by definition, it's going to lead to the spread of misinformation because it's going to push stuff out that surprises us, that shocks us. And the things that typically does that is stuff that goes against our own beliefs, making it so it sticks out more and we're exposed to it more. I'll go doodle. Now, to break down the issue, algorithms prioritize engagement and accuracy. As mentioned earlier, any posts or anything you see on these apps have one goal and one goal only, and that is to get you engaged and to get you using the app more. And because of this, some of the information might not be accurate because it might not be what's engaging to you. Another thing is how fast these social media apps bring in information. It's faster than we can have people verifying the information to make sure it's accurate, which is very dangerous because it means that it's going to allow for the spread of misinformation to happen quick. And another thing is how this impacts mental health. Because these videos prioritize engagement, they may show you news that's not accurate but entices fear. And this can be very bad to people's trust and to their mental health.
All right, guys, my name is Jake, and I'm going to be talking about the differences between how algorithms can affect social media and how the users perceive them. Sorry. Go. Okay. So, why it matters. 54% of US adults get some news from the social media that they look at every day. So this could be a problem because if one out of two adults are getting their news from social media, it can be skewed in a lot of different ways. Like my stance on that is if you take like the same story, but if Fox and then CNN reports on it, there's going to be from two different point of views, so it can really affect like how the user sees the topic at hand. So why else would this matter that over half the adults are getting social media or news from the social media? This is exposure to misinformation can polarize communities and destabilize democracies. Then there's an incident in the community, and then social media, the algorithm skews what happened. The whole community can get mad at the city, at the person that did it. Like it can totally mess with all of that. MHA MHA research shows that algorithms are designed for addiction. 59% of the youth stated they have little control over how often they use social media. I think a lot of the reasons people think social media is addictive, because look at TikTok, for instance, it's just a bunch of short videos right after another, different topics. Keep your attention span locked into the video or locked into like the feed. And then especially if it's kids, their attention spans are not good. So if they're just seeing rapid fire video after video, they're going to be like a little more addicted versus if they're just watching like a 40-minute YouTube video. Who's affected? Everyday users are affected, like me and you, whoever else just uses TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, different social medias. especially the youth. The youth is just actively more on different types of social media, so they're going to see the algorithms. Well, they're going to see the videos from the algorithm. Public health officials, they can be affected if they're seeing all this different stuff on social media about different things. Journalists and credible information sources such as New York Times, then they can also be affected by it, and then they can also portray their media differently on social media as well. Then tech companies, their reputation's at risk if I go and say Apple or Sony is bad because of this, and I push that video out there, and then more people see it. So, yeah. And then it's really all I have. It's just scary considering like how skewed your view of social media can be just based on the videos that's getting put out through your algorithm on whatever social media device you're using. But yeah.
Have you ever scrolled through your feed and thought, why am I seeing some of these posts? It's not random. Social media platforms use algorithms that decide what pops up, and those decisions are often about keeping you hooked, not keeping you informed. Hi, I'm Bharat Kapoor from Group D, and our group looked into how these algorithms can actually cause more harm than good. Instead of promoting accurate information, they boost whatever gets the biggest reaction, even if it's false or toxic. Over time, this messes with people's trust, mental health, and even how communities stay connected. Starting with main ethical concerns, we found a few big ethical problems. Firstly, transparency. People don't know why they're being shown certain posts. Second, addiction by design. These apps are built to keep you scrolling, not necessarily learning. And third is profits over people. Companies often choose content that's good for businesses, even if it's bad for the society. To fix this, we're suggesting a few things. So here are a couple of recommendations. Platforms should be more transparent about why you see what you see. They should give users more control to shape their feeds. Regular independent audits could check if the algorithms are actually doing harm. And finally, success should be measured by well-being and trust, not just by how many clicks a post gets. Our overall goal is pretty simple. We want tech developers and policymakers to really rethink how algorithms are designed. These systems should work for the people using them, not just for the companies making money off of them. If social media is where we all live online, it should be built to make our lives better, not just to make us click more. Thank you so much for watching.